for tuning in to my first deck tech video. I've got a really fun deck that I've been very eager to share with everybody. I put this list together a few days ago, and I've been testing it out. I've been testing out and having a lot of success so far. It doesn't really seem to have any bad matchups, and after a little bit of sideboarding, you can pretty much just kind of plow right through what anyone else is trying to do. The strategy of this deck is very simple: disrupt, destroy, and Liliana Ultimate. So let's go ahead and get right to it. First and foremost, this is a mono black deck. We're not using any pain lands for colorless spells. We're just trying to cast the best black spells in the format on curve every turn. So there it is. Turn one we have at turn one we have duress here. Because we're running a monocolored deck. If this is in your opening hand, you get to play it right away, which sets you in a really good position. You get to remove opposing discard spells. You get to take out planeswalkers or other spell threats that you don't want to deal with. Maybe you're against a ramp, you could get those early Nissa's Pilgrimage. Next we have again 4 transgress, more discard, but this one has a particularly nice mechanic. It's called exile. This makes sure that we can just absolutely get rid of a threat that we don't want to deal with. Maybe like a Gideon or a Gisela, maybe an Elder Deep Fiend or a Thought-Knot Seer. Anything, any big 3 or more mana spell that we just don't want to resolve. Next, we got 4 Grasp of Darkness just to keep the ground clear because we want our Liliana to get to ultimate. This one is one of my favorites. It's called Collective Brutality. I call it the Swiss Army knife of 2-drop sorcery. Being able to remove a creature, discard, or even drain your opponent for a little bit of health is just is just the best. Particularly with this, even though we've already got 8 other discard spells, I feel like having a little bit extra just goes just gets it there, making sure that we don't ever have to deal with opposing discard spells, or maybe ramp spells from a ramp deck, or just next we have Ruinous Path. This is what we this is our answer to Planeswalkers, since we don't have any creatures on the board. Just being able to tap 3 mana and shoot down a Planeswalker, or just a particularly big creature that's too big for Grasp. Next we have Read the Bones. This just keeps our draws smooth. Make sure we don't flood out or choke out. As long as we got 3 mana and Read the Bones, we're doing good. Liliana, this is she is the core engine of this deck. Or I'm better. Well, I wouldn't say engine. I'd say she's the win condition. Everything else runs fine just on its own, but this is how you win. Just being able to tick her up to 7 and cash her in is 9 times out of 10 you make a Liliana Ultimate, you're going to win the game. And in a slow format like this, having a full mono black discard and removal package just really gets it there. Next we've got 4 Languish. This is again just to make sure that the board stays clear. We don't get run over by creature decks. We are running a mono black control, so sweep away. Next we have Obnixilis. This is just to make sure we keep our card advantage topped off and can blow up annoying threats. Maybe we want to hold our Ruinous Path for a Planeswalker. Next we have 3 copies of Dark Petition. This is just the top of our curve to make sure, we get into the late game and we still haven't found our Liliana, we can go find her and cast her right on the spot with the 3 mana from Spell Mastery, as well as most of the other cards on this list. You'll notice looking at Languish, going down the mana curve, everything is 3 mana or less, and being able to go on turn 5 and just get any one of those spells. Maybe you just want to read the bones, or go for a grasp or a ruinous path. Maybe you just want to get a hand disruption spell. You just got all that on a stick. And that's pretty much the main board. We'll go ahead and take a look at this. So pretty much our main board, we've got a good general package of things that can deal with just about every kind of threat in the game. One of our more problematic matchups is mono white humans, just for the fact that if we don't get to we don't cast Languish on turn we don't cast Language on turn 4, we're probably dead. So I brought in so I've got some other stuff on the sideboard. Collective Brutality is one of those, but it's also got some other uses. For 2 more on the sideboard. Dead Weight. This is just turn 1. We can take out an Expedition Envoy or a or just a cheap option. Maybe we get to 3 mana instead of taking a whole turn off for Ruinous Path. We can grasp and dead weight something. Or in this case, we have 2 copies of Flaying Tendrils. We bring that in, and that puts us up to 6 pieces of Sweeper on the main board. Just really guarantees we're not going to get run over, and we'll be able to take over the game. This is a Infinite Obliteration. This is a particularly powerful card, a lot like Slaughter Games from the Ravnica block. What's different about this is it can be countered, but at turn 3, we can go through an opponent's entire library and graveyard and remove their entire playset of big threats. And usually what we're looking for with a card like this is cards that just absolutely win the game, that we don't want to see, like Emrakul, for example. A deck like this that's just a few planeswalkers and a bunch of removal, if they get to take our turns for us, it can go really bad. So we just want to make sure we don't have to deal with Emrakul. Worldbreaker is another problem. Just kind of big and awkward to deal with, as well as Elder Deep Fiend. We don't want to get our lands tapped down on upkeep. Next we have Kalitas, Trader of Get. Oh yeah, just one more thing about Infinite Obliteration. Again, it's another 3 mana spell that we can go get with Dark Petition. So it's so we can consistently fire this thing off every game. Next we have Kalitas. He was the other option for the 4-drop slot, because I want, and you could play with. You could easily swap them out for your main board if you wanted to try this list out. But I want to run a completely creatureless strategy, so I left Kalitas on the side. It's fine because he's not perfect for every match. Whereas Languish is just unless it's like a big creature strategy. Anyway, he's one of the things you board in when you. Anytime you take out Languish, you just board him in. And last but not least, Ultimate Price. Again, this is for the monocolor and some of the human decks like Bant humans, because their creatures can get a little bit bigger than particularly like Thalia's Lieutenant and Tireless Tracker. And just being able to take those out early is always nice. So yeah, that's the list. I hope hope you enjoy. Uh, hope you enjoy this out. I'm getting ready to make some more videos to show this in action.